G'day guys. Well, today I'm going to be out in the garden again today, and oh, it is such a glorious day. Yes. So today I'm going to be shifting a lot of the wood that I've got up against the little hothouse over into the old duck pen where I've got the pond, and I'm sort of going to be working on the pond today as well as clearing it up enough so that I can get the wood from the old gum tree there so it can start drying out, ready for next summer or next winter actually. And but I've got to clean up a lot of the old stuff, like the ornaments and pebbles and just a lot of the stuff that when I pull down the pond it needs to be all cleared up, and the pond needs to be sort of sorted out. I am thinking about putting in quite a large water feature there, but I've got to look at statistics there and see if I can somehow get it in there. I don't know whether I can yet. I might have to resort to something else. But I am actually looking to make some sort of aqua water, more or less a wicking system, but using the aquaponics basis. But I would like to go to a native fish aqua system so that I can actually grow out some fish for a protein source. Broth. Sorry about that guys, we live near an airport, so you get planes and a lot of them. But anyway, leave him alone, stop bugging him. There's a pair of willy wagtails that have decided to make their nest right outside my back door. So the cats have actually been locked up for a while, and as it's such a glorious day, I decided that they can come out with me under supervision and enjoy some of the day as well. And the willy wagtails have taken to the male cat, which tends to climb up the tree that they've nested in, and even though we've got barriers around the nest, so they've taken it to him to bounce on his head every time he pokes his head around the corner. Hey, revenge is sweet. So we're waiting for the female to hurry up and hatch these eggs and raise the chicks so that the cats can come out comfortably out the back door. So anyway, hopefully they won't nest there this year. They were very determined to nest there this year. This is the second nest they've built, so I thought, oh well, it's only a few weeks out of the year that the cats are locked up. But anyway, yeah, so we'll get into starting to clear up around this pond and hopefully make it a place where I can store the wood. Now obviously being stored out in the open is not the ideal thing, but it's about all I've got, so all I can do is put down a barrier on the ground and maybe throw an old tarp over it or something to keep some of the rain off. Sorry about the planes, but as I said, we live near the airport and you get a lot of planes. So I'll take you over to the wood heap and show you what I've got to lift. Then I'll take you over to the pond and show you what I've got to get rid of there and shift. There's a lot of it, and as I can't do a lot each day, it takes a long time to do. That's why these projects just take so long. Anyway, let's go. Well, here we go. As you can see, there's quite a lot of wood there to be shifted, and I've still got all of these stumps and that are now starting to regrow. I wish that tree fella would hurry up and fix his machine so that he can get in here and help me get this out, or I think I'm going to have to dig it out. Anyway, that's all the stumps that need to be shifted, or all the wood, and that's going to be a hell of a job in its own, I think. Now we'll go over to the duck pond, or the fish pond as it is now, and I'll show you what I've got there to do. Just a quick look or update on the hothouse, and as you can see, I've put in some soil in the ground, or on the ground. It's sandy loam, and with all that rain and that, it did flood it out a little bit. So I think I have to put some more soil in there. Then I'm going to cover it with weed matting, and I'm going to have some help with reattaching the plastic to the black guard around the bottom. So if you see somebody while I'm cleaning and whatnot, that's what they're doing. But anyway, that's this afternoon. Alright, let's go to the fish pond. Here we have a whole heap of stinging nettles and old pallets and old dog kennels, a cat, some piping, and let's see, anyway, as you can see, it is a mess. So stop procrastinating and get into it. I do have some little fish to go in here because I see there's a bit of mosquito larvae in there, so they'll enjoy eating that. Well, I'll set you guys up somewhere and get into this work. G'day folks. Well, at this stage the camera shut down, unbeknown to me. So after this I emptied the pond, give it a bit of a clean out and repaired the 2 large holes in the corners of the shallow end. Then I removed a lot of the rubbish from the, the weeds and the wire and from the broody pen. And then I replaced the feeder and gave the ground a final good raking over, tidying it up. So that's all that really I've done in the past week. It's been sporadically raining, creating a major flare up in my arthritis. It's been quite painful, so I haven't been able to do much else at the moment, and but we've had some nice days since then, and I was able to get out there for a few more hours and finish it off to the point where I've actually got fish in it now. So I'll stop chatting and get on with the video. What's the matter, Barney? Are those birdies picking on you? Hey? Yeah. Barney? He's actually been doing really well. The bird teases him something chronic when he gets to come outside, but aside from the odd chase every now and again, the bird really gives him a lot of problems. Doesn't he? He picks on you something chronic, eh? Well, maybe stay out of their tree. Cheeky little snot. The egg should be about ready to hatch very soon. Then we'll have some problems, won't we? No, don't even look up there, young man. Hey? He only comes outside with me so I can keep an eye on him, because we don't want him getting those baby chicks when they're born. He's only allowed a few hours a day, and my goodness, don't we know about it. He's got 2 big areas to run around in and a huge big house, but no, he wants to come out. Normally he goes down to the chook house and he spends the day down with the girls, just chatting to them through the wire, don't ya? Hey? But every time he moves, he gets pounced. Yes, you do, you naughty boy. Eh? We don't call you Barney Trouble for no reason, do we? Yeah, full of mischief. That bird's very game, it's right at me feet. So here we are with the pond so far, and as you can see, it's been refilled. It was filled about halfway with town water, and the rest, we've had quite a bit of rain, so the rest has been filled up with rainwater. So I've got the netting mostly on, and I've got the fish pipes just placed around at the moment. They'll need further readjusting. At the moment I've got some pond lilies and water plants to get out of there, Barnaby. I've got some plants to pot into pond pots, and as you see, get out of there, Mr. Barney Trouble has found my sacrificial fish, more or less. These will test the waters to make sure the water's safe for any other fish that I put in there. So they're just floating there at the moment, and they will acclimatise the water condition, or the water temperature, and I'll release them into the pond. So I'll go and get the stand and put the camera on the stand, and we'll get into potting a few water lilies. Actually, what I will do, because Barney will not leave the fish alone, they're going to have to acclimatise in the pond. So, release the fishies. At least they'll be able to get away from him. Won't they? Eh, Mr. Barney Troublemaker? Well, here we are, all set up with a few things. So, what are we going to start with? Well, first of all, we'll start with a nice big pot and a little water lily. So, what I have here is some charcoal, some sphagnum moss, and some potting mix, and a rag. So the rag will go down the bottom of this pot, just to make sure the charcoal doesn't float away. The charcoal is there to help keep the water as clean as possible. Of course, it helps if it has a good wash first. So you're not making it dirty to begin with. Alright, it's had a bit of a wash. And now we'll add some to the bottom of the pot. Just a few handfuls should do. There we go. Then, to cover that, I'm going to use sphagnum moss. If I didn't have sphagnum moss, I would use straw. But because straw is just too expensive at the moment, and honestly you don't know what you're getting with it, I thought I'd go with sphagnum moss. So we'll just put that in here and spread it out. Probably easier if you soak it for 24 hours beforehand, get it nice and wet, but I didn't have the time to do that. Now I've got a small layer on the bottom. I'll put in some more to go around the outside. Because these pond pots have big slits around the outside, the potting media can seep out the sides, so it's good to have something around the sides. And this is where straw comes in handy, because straw will actually clear your water as well. Right, now I've made a nice big well in the centre, and this is where I'm going to put the potting media. I'll pack it in fairly tight, or as tight as I can. Now I've got a little pot that I potted up earlier with a lily in it. So I'm actually just going to transfer it into this nice big pot. And being that the media is all wet, it'll help make the pot so it won't float. Add a bit more to the top. Now this is a beautiful water lily. It's a nice, almost black. I'm pretty sure it's called Princess of the Night. I picked it up just off of eBay a few years ago, just one little form, and now I've got several of them. Right, that's in the potting media. I'll just put that to the side. Now here is, if you have sand, I prefer sand, or fine gravel. Unfortunately I don't have any of that. I only have river rocks, and that will be weighting down this. What I'll do first, so the media doesn't float up, I'll add some more sphagnum moss. Because this one will actually be going right under the water, and I don't want all that floating up to the top. Now that little lily will find its way through, no problems at all, as long as I don't put a big rock on top of it. So to keep this weighted down, that's what I'll be doing, putting some rocks on top. Find where I put my lily. Where are you, little lily? Leave a little hole where the lily is, that way it doesn't have to fight so hard, and I can find it easy so I don't cover it up with a big rock. Ooh. Now these rocks, I'll only keep them on there until I get some gravel, because I plan on replacing it with either gravel or sand. I actually want to use these rocks somewhere else. Right, there we go. That should keep it down reasonably well. Yeah, you will have a few floaties, but that happens. Right, now we'll just lower this into the water. We won't submerge it straight away, but we will lower it in so that it can take up as much water as it wants to, and then that way all the top will be nice and thoroughly wet before it's submerged. Hopefully I'll have some smaller stone by then. Right, that's one. Let's get comfortable. Here we have a smaller pot. I'm just gonna, don't you hate this stuff? And here I have watercress. So this will be something nice that I can put on my salads and sandwiches and all that. What's the matter, Mr. Trouble? Eh? You see how the pots have got the V's going down? That trains the roots to go down. It's also got big slits in the side of those V's which allows the water to go through. Otherwise you find your pond plants can get rather pot bound. Out a bit to go in the pot. Right, and put some moss on top. And a couple of rocks. Now we'll see if we can find a shallower spot for this little guy. I think up here where we patched the holes. There we go. That's perfect. We can get it to stay. Right, now, let's see, we'll put in the label so we know what we've got. Now we have a pink arum lily. Now this one I've had for a couple of years now. And the chooks have eaten it right off because I let them in here to clean up the yard, as you know. And the little devils, they just took it right off the top. But it doesn't do the lily any harm. Once again, we'll get our pot, take off that rotten label. Put in some charcoal. Probably not as much for this one because it's a fairly reasonable sized plant. Okay, you see all the old roots in that there. They've all been, because that was just a normal pot. See how they get bound up and yucky? So I'll just pull all them off. They don't need to be there. Just expose some nice clean fresh roots. Arum lilies are great for ponds or boggy areas in your garden. Any wet areas, they don't necessarily need to sit in water. Just split that clump if I can. Put a couple somewhere else. There we go. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 4 or 5 bulbs, so that should be good. There we go, little lily. So this will do for now. I've got 2 pots of the allium lilies, 1 of the watercress, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 small ones and 1 big one of the water lilies, and over here is 2 big trays of water chestnuts. Now I've put the netting temporarily back over the pond to stop Mr. Barney trouble getting in there and going fishing, or any of the local wildlife for that matter. And in the meantime, the rest of that sphagnum moss I've put into where I had the water lilies soaking, and it can soak until I find something else that I'm going to put in there. I haven't decided what yet. I do want to get some vallisneria, maybe some variegated vallisneria might be nice in there, and maybe some water iris. Yeah, anyway, we'll see. So there it is for the moment. Now I do plan on getting some large pots as well and putting them around the outside along the top, connecting them all with pipes, and running a pump up, maybe a solar pump up into the pots and then back down into the pond, filtrating the pond, feeding the plants. And in those pots I think I will grow maybe some taro, and that can be another crop as well. So that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this very long video, and I will catch you back very soon with a garden, what I'm doing with the garden produce I'm bringing in, and also some specials that I managed to pick up as well. So I'm in the processes of filming that at the moment, and I hope to get it out to you very shortly. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. That would be really appreciated. Leave a comment, hopefully a nice one, and subscribe. Catch you later, bye. What have you got, mister? Hey? Somebody's found himself a lizard. Naughty boy. This is Mummy Willy Wagtail. And I think she just brought a bug to the nest. So we may have one of our first chicks hatched. Not sure yet. But you can see the big sign that we've put around it. Oop. Here's my first clivia out for the season. Isn't it beautiful? And here's one of my, I can never find which way to poke this thing. There we go. One of my geraniums. Putting on a good show this year.